Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and today we're going to be playing some more Factorio Space Age. Let me just check my levels. Make sure everything's okay. Obviously, no game audio. Oops. Is that coming through? There we go. That's fine. Are we live on both? Yeah, we're live there. We're live there. Cool, cool. I just like to check them. I've had so many errors and cock-ups and stuff that. Technical issues that it's just nice. I just like to check them every time. So at the end of last stream, I was contemplating whether I would play anymore and take care of the biter problem. I didn't, basically. So we are picking up exactly where we left off. Did I adjust the audio? No, I did not. And which is that we have just unlocked good old jack pump. So we should be able to... Sorry, just need to fiddle something there. So we should be able to exploit this oil that's in the north. That appears to be only / closest oil reserve it has. How many has it got? It's got 5 slots on it. As soon as we do that, we're going to trigger these guys because that is a very short distance. There could well be something hiding up there as well. But we do have some cliffs. So it's going to be relatively easy, I think, to defend this oil patch. So it's a good one to go for. We do also need to think about stone. I'm not actually going to probably set that up straight away. But we have a very small stone patch in our starting area. So we will burn through that quite quickly, especially if we're going to make walls. But our threat at the moment, our issue at the moment, is the fact that this lot here, that lot there, or very nearly that lot, these guys are all getting hit by pollution or about to get hit by pollution. So we are going to slowly receive a lot more attacks. And part of the solution to that will be some, if he remembers which, let's just do that way. Is the tank, basically, because that will allow me to go and basically sort out the biters, essentially. So the tactic I generally use is a sort of a mixed arms approach where we go with poison, defender capsules, and the tank itself in order to take out the nest concentrations. Once we've got all 3 of those, we're kind of sorted for a long time. But doing that requires, so I think, haven't we got poison capsules? I am not sure. No, we haven't. So where are they? I think they might be a blue science now, aren't they? So we would go F poison like that. Yeah, so we need several blue sciences. Oh, no, we don't. We need several sciences to get to military 3, but then it's straight into blue. So that's the goal, basically, is get blue science up and running, weather the storm of attacks. Hopefully we have nice coverage from... Not really. We could do some more here, couldn't we? I could probably add in at least 1 of your finest turrets. And preferably, I think, since that's on its own, maybe whack in some AP ammo. And then maybe, I think, put 1 in here as well. Because we're going to get attacked, I don't know if you saw the distribution, basically every direction. And then we've got 1 turret there, so maybe if we put 1 in here as well. Oh, I've got 1 there. In which case, let's plop you on there. We're going to give you AP ammo. So, before I head up there, I do want to check. I can't remember whether yeah, I've got car available. Have I built car? I think I have, because I said, oh, here we go. Here's some visitations. Quite a lot of them, but all small. Yeah, so that's what will continue to happen, basically, is we'll get a series of attacks. So what we should really probably do... Yes, we can. We can do, because we've got military science. We can do... Oh, that's expensive, isn't it? Projectile damage. But we've got the defender capsule. So we will get that researching, so that I can build it before we head off. to do oil, because oil now we can't get until we actually, you know, extract some oil, basically. That then unlocks the actual technologies. We will almost certainly just pipe the oil down. We're not going to do trains quite yet. I'm just wondering if we do lab research, because these are so expensive and I'm producing so little science that sort of setting them going is like irrelevant. So we kind of need more, you know, speed from our labs in order to make these impossibly viable. But what we could do as well is pop that on, and maybe a second one, because that's only 200. Because the problem with now is that, in fact, given we basically have very, very little military science production. So even if we wanted to, you know, these are not viable things for us to do. But we kind of don't need them to be, really. What we need is the tank. So, okay. So I put the turrets on like I thought I was going to. We do have the various combinators available, so we could build those while we wait for defenders to get made. We could go up there and sort of set something up, because it's, you know, we don't need it to actually produce the oil yet. In fact, did I set up? Oh no, I can't actually build the oil refineries and stuff until we have that tech unlocked now. But yeah, if we just take 5 of these anyway. And we've got a bunch of pipe. We're going to need quite a lot more, I think. So if we grab some of that, we will also, now that we've got medium power poles, we'll get them on the go. And the big ones. And then, where am I building turrets? I don't think, I made regular things, didn't I? But I didn't make the fluid wagons, so I could make them as well. Where are turrets? I'm being stubborn. Just control F it. Yeah, put control F it. Turrets are. I'm literally stood next to them apparently. There we go. So we'll make sure we got a full stack of them. And don't really need grenades really, because we're kind of in a desert. We've got them. I think we've got bits and pieces, haven't we? So we might as well build them in. Now, what did I say I unlocked? I wanted to do what they call fluid wagons, just so that we're ready, because they do take quite a lot of resource and quite a lot of time. And we want a pass-through, excuse me, because 0 wants to be the tanks. I had a massive sneeze before starting the stream, so apologies if I sound a bit nasal. Put them in. Like that, and then your tanks and iron plates. Oh no, it is steel. Steel and iron plates, not tanks and iron plates. So iron plates there. So that'll make them, and then the fluid wagon. We also know pipe, steel, and thingy. They're very expensive. So one of them. Oh, it's not. Oh, because I didn't build the actual power pole. We could upgrade now, couldn't we, to medium? I say, excuse me, medium power poles. It's a stack of them. You're going to chug away, make tanks. We'll get pipes eventually. Yeah, cool. Now, could we fit in? So what haven't we got? I saw signals. I know I did the actual stations. We're still waiting on defenders. So how about we build some circuity stuff? I built lamps before, didn't I? But both of those need copper cables, you see. In fact, all 3 of them do. But those don't. They're just iron plate. I'm not going to build power switches, and if I ever need them, I'll just hand build them. Display panels are just iron. So we can fit display panels in here, I think. just build it as a normal one, I guess, and then, you know, whatever. So we build, actually, we put number 1. It's that. No, you don't get that. We know we've got a slot there to do something else if we need to. Bing bong bing, that sounded like defender capsules. Getting made. And what were you? Iron plates and green circuits. And green circuits and iron plates, cool. Now, defender capsules. They involve a pass-through because, let me get this right. Yeah, because we need piercing ammo, which means we can also stack up even more piercing ammo. And we do like a bit of piercing ammo. So we need to add in with pass-through, don't we? I might as well put it that way round. Yeah, so 2 needs to be that one, defenders. You in. And then your iron plate. Oh, the pass-through is the other way around. Huh. Okay. Let's do... other way around. There we go. Let's do that then. Okay, so that'll give that some of those eventually. In fact, we could probably give that nice speed. It's already fed them in, so it needs copper, cooper, and steel. No, steel's on the inside. There we go. No, there we go. Gears and green circuits. Okay, that'll be that one and that one. What's your craft time? 8 seconds. Wow. Speedy. So how about we give it a little sort of kickstart. So it can chug away on them. Right. So, other circuit network things. What we've got is we've got 3 of them, haven't we? We've got, because there is obviously the stack, you know, the whatever it's called, the sorter combinator thing. I still haven't found any practical use for them. So, more attacks. Yeah, probably need. Oh, we're out of ammo. Okay. Now, where have we got ammo building up? Can I do ammu? No. Oh no, it calls them Pearson rounds, doesn't it? So it's on there, above us and across to the side there. Okay. So I am putting these in a box. That's good. Let's grab them though, but leave it some to work with. And then there's some down here. Yep, here we go. Nice, lots and lots of piercing ammo. Have we got any stacked up there? You have. Excellent. Now, can we build more pathway? So, let's give you some of that. I think you also need a bit of another friend, since you seem to be bearing the brunt, as well as nice second layer. So that's out of ammo as well. Good. And then quick repair. I mean, it's not taking a lot of damage. It always looks more dramatic, the bar, than it actually is. For the lower amounts of damage. I think they do it deliberately to make you, you know, give you the fear, basically. Okay. Suitably bolstered. Well, we have lots and lots of ammo. So yeah, let's see about making constant combinators and those 2, and then heading up to get some oil on the go. Now, if we put... Can I move you down at all? Yeah, that would kind of work there. Right, so that's our sort of furthest extent, because we're going to need a pass through. In fact, we could actually do it all down here, couldn't we? And then just leave a gap. So what we're going to need to do, we're going to need a add-in. Going to need 2 add-ins, but so there's 2 would be the copper wire, and that's say that combinator, and then so we are going to need to move it up, I think. So we do that one, and then 0 is that combinator, and that's copper wire, and then share them. We can do, so we could put if I just sort of plop that in, then 1 could be the constant combinator. Yeah. I can sneak that off the back. Oops. Okay, so you're obviously going to need copper. Copper. And it's just circuits, isn't it? Yes, it is. Cool. Okay. Is that going to work as a position? I think that'll be okay. We'll have coverage of all our eventually upgraded chests. Now, when you stop putting this off, be brave. And go and build some oil. If we grab a bunch of pipes, because I think we could probably bring it down as well. We will need pumps. I'm pretty sure I'm making pumps. There they are. So I'll have a stack of pumps. We do want more pipes though. Grab them. And we've got our 5 pump jacks. And we've got plenty of ammo, so we can stick in some very close defences. In fact, I've got, I think somewhere, my like simple defences. Yeah, the first defences. No, basic walls. There we go. And then those are my upgrades. Yeah, so basic walls. Because these are the like the pillboxes, as I call them, which is what they're called in the World Wars. We do have sort of a defence gap here, don't we? And we have these guys down here, so I think we've done the lab research. Okay. I think I'm going to leave it just for now, so that it builds a little bit up on the belts, and then when we're ready, we can do like the whole path to blue science. So if we put, because these are quite expensive, the old plastics and red circuits, and it's actually quite a lot of science you need. Oh, we got an attack somewhere. Over there, okay. So yeah, I think we will shore up this gap. But I'm not going to put a lot of turrets in here. We'll just do neutral coverage style. So I've got one there, one there, one there, one there. So this is what was sort of missing from the last game. I didn't mind as such. It wasn't, you know, a problem. Awesome. But yeah, I think I prefer to have a bit of pressure on the biters. And then there, maybe. Yeah, but better grab some more wall as well. And I think we'll just put regular old Lelo ammo. This is just so that they don't come in and eat my furnace stacks, because it all falls apart if they eat me furnaces. So I guess I should say I usually do a little promo. My quick tutorials went live. Oh, now where's that? Oh, it's out of that. Did I not? Or was that the one I left? I guess it's chewed through all of the ammo. Interesting. Yeah, the quick tutorials have gone live, the first batch. I am going to do more. I think I need, even if they turn out, you know, well, when they turn out, or if they turn out, rather, to be unpopular, a disaster, and, you know, wasting my time, as it were. I think I need a bit of a, you know, they're not like the lore ones. They're more sort of, so to talk about it in YouTube strategy terms, they're like perennial content, basically. So they're the type of thing that, you know, people would search for and find the channel and that sort of thing. So I'm not expecting them to do gangbusters numbers. I mean, none of my stuff does gangbusters numbers. But they're there for people to find. So I think I need, you know, a whole bunch more, basically, and then we'll see whether it's worth doing even more, as it were. So, I was thinking of doing the whole oil processing here anyway, because it's nice and parallel. Coal there for the plastic, and the water's not too far away, so we kind of need to just sort of bring it straight down and across, and then we'll decide exactly where we're putting the, you know, the actual things. But that means we need to run some power up. Now I think maybe what we should actually do, because we do sort of have a single load-bearing power line here. So maybe if we run power up using medium power poles as well. So we'll sort of attach this on here, maybe. Good. But yeah, so those videos, as I say, have gone live, and if you're one of my regulars and want to support the channel, I'm going to have to blow this. I don't know what's going on. And you want to support the channel, it would be useful for you to take a look at those and let me know if you think they're rubbish, or at the very least how I could improve them. Because, say, if you're familiar with the game, I don't think there's anything groundbreaking in there. Well, interesting, the ones that have kind of had more views at the moment are the ones where I'm talking about how I do things. So this minibus / snaky bus, and the in and out principle, which are a bit more unique, I would say. So maybe I should focus more on that as sort of question. No, we're going all over the place. I was hoping to do nice straight lines, but I'm not doing nice straight lines after all. No, and then I'm forgetting about tank controls, and it's all going disastrously. So yes, so it would be much appreciated if you could take a look at one of those and let me know what you think. So let's maybe kind of bring it all in together like that. We'll have a single nice line down the thing. In fact, let's build that in with a couple of pipes and then attach them like so. Oops, like so. I love that it now does the auto replace. That's one of the nice little quality of life things. And then just up there. You know, you can do entire lines. Anything actually on in there as well. Neaterer and tidier. Yeah, so I guess and the actual pipeline. probably does want to be not quite where this is, which is... I think we need to replace that, basically, because we want to run the power and things together so that I can put pumps on, basically. Is that going to be a good place? If we go straight down there? No. Maybe one more over. Down there. Where would that go? That'd be there. I think that's better, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to want to go... Oops. Down that way, basically. So we ideally want our power doing the same. But we can use this to turn it on. So, hopefully, bing bong bing, we should get the bing bong ring. Let's put one there. And then maybe one there. And then a medium there. Awesome sorts. We want a radar here, which we can put here. Oop. I am going to cut the power. And then obviously reattach it. So we want sulfur, and we want plastic, red circuits, and blue science. And that gives us the joy that is military 3 for poison, and our tank also needs explosives, obviously. And then cool. All sorts of exciting things going on. Okay. So, simple walls here, or basic walls as it calls it. We want, let's just do a regular corner. I'll mess about. Because we'll obviously use flamer turrets to sort of bolster this up a bit, but for now, yeah, maybe. I didn't grab any extra walls, did I? And then that. Oops. So we want to really, I know, have that go around, and then in fact, I make that a corner maybe. Yeah, that'll work. Could even have a theoretical gate there. We haven't actually done that science yet, but just block it in. Hopefully I've got enough walls. Need 14 power poles though, so let's use mediums instead. Boop. Holy cool. How many boxes have I got? 30. Cool. I built these yonks, or designed these yonks ago on a specific stream where I was doing blueprint building, designing, a stream series rather. So that goes in there, that's there. And yeah, they proved remarkably endurable. Okay. Most likely direction for attack then is going to be from them guys, isn't it? And then them. So really we need proper armor piercing ammo. Maybe there. I think we might bolster you a little bit with an extra one. Put 50 in, I did. And then somewhere. Oh. They're loving that, aren't they? Loving that corner. Boop. Where do we get to? Maybe put something there. Maybe that one. And that one as well, maybe. And then the other chests. I'll put some in both then. And there. There. And there. Is that all I want to do? I think that's about right. I'm going to close that gate. Put that door. So yeah, we're probably... well, not probably. I'm going to manually run down. Otherwise I'll... In fact, why don't I put... our first pump here. And then... we know we'll get that line, but we could also put a turret there. Oodles of ammo. In fact, no, let's do 2 turrets with semi-oodles. Okay. Yeah, so I'll run down doing like power poles and... In fact, let's do one. Let's do the pipes first. No. Let's do the power poles first. So it kind of switches itself on. I can check I've hooked everything up properly. So I'm doing the opposite of Rail World. I'm not using rail, but we're so early on that, and we need the military. So rather than mess about trying to build a rail and discovering I can't, because I've not got the steel or something. We will do like this, and I think maybe we need to be over here, don't we? And then, there we go. Maybe move that so it's not quite so vulnerable. Get rid of some of these miners since we're tapped out. You out as well. Cool. Just a little. Yeah. How much more have I got? 86 bits. Okay. Oops. Oh. We're dealing with them. We're dealing with them. Don't think they're evolved enough to... excuse me. Evolved enough to send mediums. In fact, I think I had, well, assuming it didn't get messed up by the other problem I had. I think we set the evolution slower, didn't we? I can't remember whether it was just the attack rate or not. Okay, so is this all running? That's the question. I mean, it's not running because the pipes will be full, but are all the lights glowing and radar running? Yeah. All the turrets have filled up. Cool. Awesome. Now, I wonder if I build the pipe as we go. and not crash into anything. Slowly getting closer and closer. Ah, so there we've hit the length limit. Okay. Now where was it? I think it was. Well, I think this one tells you, doesn't it? That's where the length limit is hit. So if we put a pump in there. And then where do I want to take it? I guess if we go... No, we don't want to mess around that. We'll have to put in a whole load of extra turrets, I think. This oil is filthy. It's filthy. So, that's where our oil is coming in. Boop. 90 of 320. Oh, 320. Not 250. Huh. Interesting. Cool. So, pollution will be exploding, I'm sure. Okay, just fill in your internal buffers, I think, don't we? But yeah, pollution will be increasing, I'm sure. That would be driving into a pipe. Yeah. Oh, I see a little attack coming in. Yeah, we could do with some extra turrets there for a bit more mutual coverage. So that would be that one. We need to take out that stone there. And that in. Now, to 19. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so since we've got rid of all or used up all of our stuff, I am going to put this in across here as well. Guard against single line reliance. Sort of connect it there, I think. Now, we should be able to... Well, we've done sulfur, so that's good, so we can get that building. But we should be able to research plastics, excellent. To put in things and stuff in that. That needs to go up there, doesn't it? Some idiots put a turret in the way. Okay, take that up. Right. So 1, 2, boop, 1, 2. So the belt needs to go 1, 2. And then that's just going further up. This one goes on the inside, yeah. Across there. That's in. There. There. No, it doesn't go down, does it? Goes. It goes across. So this needs building in here. I shouldn't need this amount of space, but might as well build it while we're building it. Because I mean, we're going to build the oil refineries and chemical plants basically. Because we can't do oil without them. So it should only be a couple of rows. A couple of machines, rather. What's that? What's that? Cool. Need to be mindful of turrets, obviously. Let's put them at the top. On that. So, well, let's just check. I'm not gone mad. Yeah, so we need and it's all on the bus basically. So minibus, it's all available. So we don't have to make anything extra. No pass-throughs. We just make those machines. Cool. So we pop in. Doesn't matter which way round. That one, that one, and we are done. Wait, I built a pass-through one, didn't I? Don't matter though, easy fix. So you're all 5, so your steel, do. We could probably stop the stone bricks after this. We don't need them to go any further. You also need steel. We are out of inserters. In fact, let's do a general restock. No point having this thing if we don't use it to, you know, make all of the things and use all of the things. So let's start with iron plate. We've still got plenty of iron plate. We could probably dump off some copper. What about green circuits? I've got loads of green circuits actually. Them away. And then regular old inserters. Cool. Did we use how many pipes? We got plenty of pipes. Let's make sure we've got plenty more. Then we have fast inserters. Plenty about. Hello, Crazy Bacon here. Welcome, welcome. Hope these amazing devs for making this amazing game. Yeah, terrible, isn't it? I don't know what they're playing at. Might as well take all of that as well. Hope you're doing well. And then we should have a nice restock there. That's always a good thing. Oh, I've got loads of repair packs. I must have messed up. Don't really need 200 of repair pack. Do need walls though. Labs we're fine with for now. We'll just stick that in. Red belt I don't really need. I did all the undies and stuff. And pipes now. Machines. Make sure we got a stack of the blue, but we'll stick with grey for now because they're cheaper to run. I didn't get any wood, did I? Then really we should switch over to doing medium power bars now, I guess. Lights. Lots of lights needed. Might as well carry around a stack of miners. Haven't used any shooter guns. How are we doing on power? I did bolster it, no, yeah. Don't need to bother that then. And I think I might just deposit them. Steel chests. Full stack. Grenades. Let's make sure I got a half stack of radars. Plenty of gun turret. Am I going to pick up rail stuff now? I think I'm going to leave it because we're not really looking at doing rail yet. Our science is running, but you know, not at the finest speed. So I think it might be blue assembly. I mean, look how it's stacked up on the belt. It's because we're not doing blue science. In fact, I never fixed that, did I? It's still doing both sides of the belt for the military. Nuts. Because I only want it on one side, really. How about that? Finally tried the DLC last week, and I can't stop thinking about Factorio. Oh. Did you not pick it up on launch then? Let's do that there. Oops. And then take that out. Let's clear this off. Doesn't hurt it having... Oh! Where was that coming in? I didn't see that. Get these all stacked up on here. You are making military science just nice and slow. But we will upgrade these military science assemblers. Because, you know, why not? We're not going to get military 3 sort of thing. I try my best to not watch any Space Age content because I knew Factorio was going to take over my life again. Yeah, it has a horrible tendency to do that. So that's just the things that we've unlocked from oil, isn't it? We should now have... I didn't finish putting these on, did I? Because I ran out of stuffs. So we want that on there. What else are you missing? Nothing. And then we want steel and pipe. So it's just those two. Cool. So let's let it make them. We now have, lovely jubbly, a full stack of defenders. That's what we like to see. Does that mean I can... I always forget when we get poison. We haven't got poison yet. It must be after military 3. Oh, we could maybe do the tank in there. That'd be useful. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to... Well, I could do, I guess. It's just because we now have... If I was to be very clever, what is stone used in? And that we would actually be building here. Because we're going to have to do... landfill, but otherwise, you know, we're talking super fancy things. Look, super fancy things that are about 1 million streams away. But yeah, landfill there, you see. So what we could do, because stone brick, and I'm just thinking, we need to make explosives basically, because you know they're explosives. And we like to explode things. But stone brick then, obviously concrete would be the thing. But then we need to get iron ore in anyway to make that. And then electric, yeah, so it's probably worth keeping... I don't know what point I'm going to transition over to an actual bus. But concrete would be the thing. Because that's then going to be used in elevated rails, isn't it? Or is it refined concrete in elevated rails? It is refined, okay. But yeah, you know, if we need to get nuclear and we make silos and stuff, so we do need it. But are we going to do it here or on an actual bus? Questions, questions, questions. How many have we made? We made 10. In fact, I might give that 2 stacks. Yeah, we don't need more than 5 of those. Let's start with that. Okay, so we're kind of ready on that side of things. Well, what I'm thinking, you see, is if we chop out the stone, if we made landfill here, in fact, what I could do is I could research it, couldn't I? Isn't it weirdly expensive? Oh no, it's only 50. Cool. So we could build it here, you see. So I could pop in a regular one there. Just built that in. That will be landfill. So I'll just call it some random symbol. So we'll put the landfill in there. And then I can just stop landfill, you see. Stop stone. I don't need it anywhere else. So I can put a little thing in there. This is only not a priority. Filters to stone brick. Other side. And I now have a spare lane. I'm picking up all the stone brick as well. In fact, I'm not going to do that. Let's get a filter inserter on there. Here. Let's filter it first. 2 stones. Because worst case, we could put the iron on there. But what I'm thinking, you see, is that we want explosive. But I've got the coal there. We're probably going to make sulfur up here. So maybe actually sulfur explosives is a here job. Oh. Must have heard me talking about explosives and come to find out how they're going to get exploded. I'm still kind of indifferent on the quality stuff. I have 5 full chests of asteroid collectors to get the rare one. No, 5 full chests of asteroid collectors to get the rare one. Oh, okay. Have you been? You're not been to? Because you can use the. I suppose it's much more later game, isn't it? But you can use the recycler to kind of just get rid of stuff, but also to reprocess things. We have to go to Folgora and do the whole Folgora thing. Yeah, the recycler's quite good for the quality stuff, or at least it's good for the quality grind, as it were. Right, so let's put in this landfill. At least I think it is. I mean, I've literally played through Space Age like 1.5 times. You know, I've only sort of beaten it once. Oh. Made in... Oh, I see. That's an interesting way of doing it, isn't it? Because you can obviously set the recipe of those to be parameter 0. But you don't really make it. No, we need landfill, sorry. Not that one there. Okay. No, why did that happen? Change that to landfill. That's strange. But yes, if we get power poles, plenty of not power poles, inserters, plenty of making landfill, a couple of stacks. We'll also give it all of my stone here. Get rid of that inventory. Cool. But yeah, we've opened up a separate lane which we could use to say maybe put iron plate on it, or maybe that's where we feed into a few red circuits. Cool. Now, chemical science. Good old chemical science. Where do I want to make that? I don't need a lot. We just need to get, you know, get it working, as it were. So can I steal... Let me think about it. If we build, say, a couple here... I mean, what's the number on it? It's 24 seconds, which is 12 to do 1 per second. So 6 would do half of 1 a second. Is that a reasonable sort of target? The engines is the most problematic thing, really. Maybe if we vaguely try and do 6, but don't be disappointed if it doesn't work properly. Oops. I'm still on Volcanus, setting up my FedEx spaceship to collect the green belt. Oh, more attacks coming in. Still coping. Is that the same attack? Yeah. What was I going to do? I was going to grab some more power poles. Yeah. Well, I got the labs, but I might as well have 2 stacks for now. Check the power again just quickly. Yeah, we're okay. Okay. So say if we had the, I mean, these probably want to be one further over, don't they? Really? Guess we're going to have. Oh no, actually, it's probably fine then. We have like 2 things there. And if we maybe feed these across here, it's awfully close. Let's put them a bit further up. Do that. And that, so I can at least run up the middle. In fact, that's pointless really, isn't it? Because, oops, that's got to go down there. And we'll put put some lights on because it's scary in the darkness. So we want sulfur, but it's not. It's only 3 advanced circuits, isn't it? So probably the advanced circuits are the one we want kind of coming this way, and maybe they're what we add to, you know, replace over here. So we'll, whatever gets passed, we kind of send that way, send down there. So this is what I quite like about this system. It's like it is a system, but it's very improvisational. You know, you don't have to build this. It's not. It's completely fixed. You know, do this, do this, do this, do this. You know, you can build what you want to build. It's just it takes away some of the thinking. You know, problem space, but not all of it. You still have the option to improvise. So what we are going to need is a whole load of motory engines. So how many of them are we going to need? We would need, we've got 2, 4, 6 machines, haven't we? See another attack. Just trying to keep an eye on, make sure they don't, you know, run through all the ammo. What was I doing? So we have 6 chemical machines. So every 24, if we got 6 machines, it's a quarter, isn't it? So we only need half an engine unit every second. Now an engine unit though takes, so it's 1 engine unit every 2 seconds basically, and they take 10 seconds to craft. So we need 5 machines making engine units. Cool. To feed this, basically. So you're in the way, really. But then we kind of need to replace our existing turrets and things. Let's put some yellow in it. So we just offset them slightly down. Oh, that's in the way as well. Offset them one more slightly down. And we should be able to run them up that way. We could also put the sulfur on this belt. In fact, it might make sense to have that as a red circuit sulfur belt for now. But the idea of then combining it with a coal, I think, does make sense. So that we can make a bit of explosives. So this would be... Oh, it's chemical parts, isn't it, for explosives? Or maybe if I sort of... I need water as well, don't I? In fact, I don't want cramming them in there. Let's sort of put it there. Other way around, maybe. So these would be... Oh no, is explosive... Oh, I haven't researched it, have I? No. That'll be what was there, though. And I can maybe have that go there, and we could split off this, you know, sulfur that way. Obviously it didn't fit in, because why would it? So yeah, that'll be the sulfur being hived off to make explosives, and red circuits on the other. I like it. These need to be the engine units. Engine. Super duper. Which we will put... In fact, let's do that. Like that. Now these guys, conveniently, almost like I planned it. I didn't plan it. Right, need the things that are right here. So, go like that. Like that. No. Bit there. And then we can steal some steel. So I want to go... Well, I want to fill... how am I going to do that? If I go... I just use one of these. No, I can't do that. How about... there. That side. And then... In fact, no, I don't really want it inside that like that. And then these, we might as well just take right here. Pipes, gears, steel equals engines. That's engines. Cool. These don't have inserters to bring them across. There we go. Nice. How are you finding the whole... Should we still there? Actually, make it there. How are you finding the whole space side of things? I guess you're fairly early if you're still doing your first planet, but... One of the things I don't know that I really sort of registered it, in a sense, when I, did my first playthrough is the whole, like, random level of, so asteroids are sort of randomized, basically. And it took me quite a while to kind of really get my head around that. And it's like a distribution graph, so like the inner planets are not too bad, but the outer ones, it's like there's a, a sort of a relationship with the speed your platform is moving at. It's a bit confusing, I gotta say, because I had platforms just disappear, and I'm like, where have they gone? And it's because they'd done a run and not managed to get enough stuff in order to make the iron, to make the bullets sort of thing. And it was like, well, how the heck do I guard against that? Yeah, it's sort of a strange thing. Especially, I say, they can do dozens of runs and then suddenly disappear. It's like, yeah, where did they go? Okay, so we've got some turrets in there. So we need to put... What? We need red circuits and sulfur. Red circuits are actually machines, aren't they? They're not chemicals. Let's see if this will fit in here. Now, how many do we need? We need... So take... How many do we need? We need... So we need... Every 3... So we've got 6 machines, so we only need a quarter of whatever it says. So every second we would need 3/4 of an advanced circuit, I think. And we've got 6 machines. It's 6, 12, 18, 24. So normal recipe would require, what, 24 machines would require us to deliver 3 circuits a second. But we don't have that. We have 6. We have half, quarter, eighth actually. So it'd be 3/8, which is half an advanced circuit, basically. So we need half an advanced circuit to satisfy them. We're obviously using blue machines, but we'll ignore that because we do want some extra. So if we were to try and do half of one per second, take 6, so at least 3 machines would be needed. I say we do need plenty extra. So we will try and do that. In fact, we will try and do that. Because we're very brave boys. Oops. We need these circuits, plastic. Okay. Now, if we're trying to make one of these a second, we would need... Oh, that's a bigger tank. 39, 60, 50. I think I might go and add another supporting guy here. Where were we? We were working out greens. How many green circuits we would need? We would need 2 per second, and they craft at half a second each. So that is basically nothing, isn't it? Half a second each, 2 per second. We would get. We'd need 2 machines basically. So if we go up here. Now we make green assemblers there. Then we need copper cable. We can put the green circuits on there. The copper cable on this row. And feed the plastic. So the plastic needs to come in there. These guys also need iron plate. So we could maybe have, because it's right in the way, isn't it? Maybe if we put, that's there, maybe put that there, because that would, no, yeah, that would be that. That would be that. So if these are the copper cable machines, and they put them stuff on there, how many do we need? For this, we would need 4 per second. And for this, we would need 3 per second. Well, no, we'd need 6. We need 12, in fact. So, I've completely forgotten that. 4 plus twice this, because we've got 2 machines. So it'd be 3... yeah, so 6. This was 10. Per second, and that makes 2 every, so 4 a second, 8, so it would be a third machine, I guess, which is more. Is that not more than a belt can take? Because we're only doing half a side. So I think I'm getting my maths wrong there, aren't I? But 2 copper cable, half a second, so every second position is 4, so that'd be 8, which is more than a belt. Okay, what we actually probably need to do is bolster that back up. So how about if we, because we need the iron plate, so if we filter this to, no, just copper cable on there, isn't it? So we need to filter that to the iron plate. So if we put iron plate on that side, and cotton that side, if we do that there instead, then we can insert there. Oops. So that can be copper. I guess we need to use the red belt, really. That's the real answer. Don't like that. Oh, another one. Just keeping an eye on them. Making sure they're not doing too much damage. And yeah, so we need to go red belt, I think. And then, oh, red inserter. Red fast thingy. Probably alright doing yellow from there, I would guess. Yeah, so I need to bring iron plate up that side, copper on the other side, really. So copper in there. In fact, I'll just take that up. That, and we could take this up like that. Let's see, so which is which? Which is which? You needed iron plate on the inside, didn't you? It's going to get very janky. Yeah, that's right. And then that just needs to be copper. Oh, somewhere else they're attacking now. Yeah, it's okay, it's okay. Does that look... is that a medium? Have we got any in radar coverage? We do, we have a 12% chance for mediums. Okay. We have passed the point of medium. Oh well. So, they've got that. So we're just waiting on plastics for red circuits. Excellent. We have coal right there. I guess what we need to put on the other side is sulfur. Which we don't need that much of, usually, I don't think. I seem to remember. But we need sulfur there. How much? So they produce... we'll just use it as the unity. So they're producing 2 every second. To do these guys, we need 1 every, like, so often. I don't even need them on a second basis. So 2 of those machines is more than fine. That was R, not F. No, H. There we go. So we need water. Yeah, should be able to bring over not too much trouble. But we want to put sulfur kind of like that. Excellent. Now, plastic, we might as well put it in a line. Guess we need plastic going on there. Now you require... you make 2 every second. Wow. Well, 2 every second. I think these need to be doubled up, don't they? Not quick enough. Don't think it's quick enough anyway. Okay, never mind. You need 2. We're making it enough to make it 2 a second, basically, which is 1 machine makes 2 a second. Yeah. So we only need a couple of them. We will obviously need plastic for all sorts of magical and wonderful things, such as laser turrets and other death machines. Oops. For now, that's all fine and good. So that's all just petroleum on there. I might just put a undy on. Space it out a bit. Right. We can just take this up here. Connect these two. So yeah, we need to bring water up. Which eventually we'll need for the actual processing, but we're fine for now. If we make a little bit of space, then basic oil. One of the things I did in the video was basic oil. Oh, one of these tutorial ones. So I kind of figured that might be something. Stumbling block. I quite like to do one on just like blue science basically as well, because I know that's a common, you know, the whole spike of reduction in need. Although as I'm kind of showing here, hopefully you kind of don't need to do it's. You get into a mindset in the with the red and green because they're so easy to produce, of thumping out 1 a second or 2 a second or what have you, but you don't really need that until, you know, a trickle will get you tanks and explosives and all sorts of fun. Well, explosives isn't even blue science, but yeah, tanks. You know, we need 250 blue science, and that's it. You know, it's not that many. You just have to be goal orientated, really. Let's put 3 of them on. I can't remember what the numbers are. You're going to use 20 every second, so 20, 40, 60, 80. And then you're going to use 30, 60. So 80 plus 60 is 140. One of these will make 45. So 90, 135 gets us the maths is okay. Oh, more attacks? I don't know. Yeah. Now, where's our pipeline? Our pipeline is there. Okay. It's interesting. The biters seem to be, more keen to ignore stuff. If you see what I mean, they don't quite, because what they haven't chewed on these pipes at all. I think around old Factorio, or original Factorio, they would. Why is there no oil coming through there? What have I done stupid? Crude oil. Nothing. Have I connected it to the wrong thing? No. Hey. Is it too far? 320? No? What have I done wrong on there? Oh, it's not. That should be a regular pipe, not an underground. Okay, so we have oil being processed. We don't have coal for these guys, so these guys need coal. And we have coal, right? How much coal do you need? Can I get away with 1 mining drill? 1. So they need 4 per second, basically, don't they? So let's see if we can't. 4 per second. How much do you make? That might tell me, won't it? I see 0.5 a second, so we do need quite a few more drills, I think. you there? I think I can. Just have to squeeze these in, I think. Power poles. Cool. Another, put one on that side. And then we can take a little split. And make sure it's going that way. In fact, do we need to make sure it's going that way? What's that actually feeding? I don't matter. Just make sure it is military science, I think. I might just put a cheeky couple in now. So, oops. Okay, now we just need to hook this up to water. It's right here. So I guess up and over maybe? Right along parallel with this, because this is where, in fact, maybe if we attach the water to these. Said it in the that tutorial video. I'm still old school in doing a lot of the pipe connections. I don't have it in my brain to do that a different way. We could go. I think maybe if I go above, just take it out of the way. No, oops. Probably advisable to have a pump in. Right, no, okay. That's too far. Okay. Yeah, so we'll just run this parallel to sort of here maybe. That work? Where would we be? So offshore pump there. So there'll be a slot there maybe. Yeah, a couple of them there. It does reach over. Yeah. Turret in the way, but that's right. Need to get rid of that anyway. Maybe just because we know there's power close by, stick in a pump here as well. Oh, it's not connected. Oh, another attack. Just a little tiddler though, I think. Oop. Don't think I've got any water pumps, have I? No. Okay. Well, it's not gone red, so that's a result. Water coming through. Good, good. So there's lots of plastic there. That's good. We'll probably need to move plastic further, so that's why I'm massively overproducing it. That's your sulfur. They're all chugging away. Super duper. Cool. Is that it? Is that everything we can do? We've not made any acid, but we don't really need it for anything just yet. We haven't researched explosives just yet. So we've got... What is there anything we aren't making? We've got some red bell. Excuse me. We've got some rail signals and rail stuff. We did the combinators, repair packs and lovely things there. Just made advanced circuits, sulfur, plastic. We could do some solid fuel, couldn't we? For our tank. But we've got defender capsules. Yeah, let's do some solid fuel then. It's a surprisingly small amount. I guess maybe this isn't making quite as much as I think. It is being shared across lots of things, so how about we stick in? Good. Squeeze one in there, no problem, I think. Like so. Like so. The option of doing that. Now, we appear to be out of stuff. Top off the pipes. What else? We could grab some splitters. Some belts. Definitely get some red belt. Ammo. Have I been... Yeah, I've been using it a bit. Inserters we definitely need. Always need inserters. Right. Walls? Did I... Yeah, I could do some walls. Not the ice cream. Undies. I made that red splitter, didn't I? That won't be missing from there. But that's made a massive difference. No difference at all. One of those two. Do that. We could also on there. Yeah, see how that goes. Can't they get the green circuits out? Because I haven't got those. It's a bit better. What we can do, I've just remembered, is put on some boxes. So I'll grab... I don't... No, not there. I want to grab plastic. Stacks. I want sulfur. It was in tons of sulfur. That's not plastic, is it? That's red circuits. No. Just the one stack of that. This. Yeah. It's plastic. Two actually. Cool. So it's nicely packed up, which suggests we're producing more than we need. You're not running, why not? Oh, you are running, I just didn't spot it. Engines are okay. Don't have any lights on here. So check it's that. It's doing military 3 still. Okay. Because then it's explosives. Well, I think we're sorted. Let's put that in there. Got a stack of them. Right, yeah. Let's check power. Ooh, half. Yeah, we could add a little bit more, couldn't we? So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. Lots of misclicking then. Which would mean we would need 8 of them. I didn't do the solid fuel, did I? Because I spotted we weren't making enough thing, and in fact we should probably put another one in. Put the fuels away. And then we want power. Two more of them. Oops. Oh, hello. Where did you come from? Oh. Oh, I've not put my my distance apart anyway. Okay. So I've got a stack of defenders. I've got a stack of them. I wanted poison before we do anything. We've just done military. Excellent. So we need some wood. So get my favourite combat shotty. I'm not sure it's only 10 or something. Yeah. Guess we could stick it in the box for boxes. Bing bong bing. That's explosives. Super duper. We're probably not going to use... I mean, tank shells are actually pretty awesome now. But they take ages to make, and I want to go and clear these friends out. Have a little negotiation with them. Make them understand the power of democracy. Let's just clear all of these out, I guess. And then, so I want a combat shotty. That. Yeah, explosives. So we've got some fun toys to make. So yeah, the next one then is the tank. But let's make poison capsules as well. Iron plate. So somewhere I can steal. Do you have iron plate here, don't we? I only need one. You know, making a bit of the old explosives, and then similarly with explosives, I need water for them, of course. So if we were to go, I put the filter on the wrong way around because I am a genius. Put you in there. So that needs both of those. Maybe if we move it one back. Both of them in there. Your explosive. Do we need two of these? So it's more about, I say, just building up a little stack, and then we can, when we do decide to actually do. I don't really have a parameterized one for these. It's sort of, it ended up being a bit pointless. Kind of one of the ones that exposed the like, in a sense, not flaw, but inadequacy, I suppose, of parameterization. So I say it was just do. I'm sure it's just so I can maybe throw them into a thing making artillery shells or something directly. I guess maybe put it on the back. Like that maybe. But you need water as well as this sulfur. That. Yeah, we need water over here as well. Okay. But then poison. If we put. It's funny, I've been way more spaghetti in this playthrough than I was the version 2 one. But then the version 2 one I always had in my head doing a mega base. So I sort of automatically went a bit more organised really. Poison. Do we need 2? Well, they do take 8 seconds. But once they're built, they're built. So it's probably fine. Could do one there. Just the one stack. So 8 seconds. Absolutely ages. Does need 10 coal though, so maybe blue inserter. Oh, it's steel! And green circuits. Wow, okay. That's annoying. I'm thinking of grenades, and I was using the grenade recipe. We have a sort of gap here. It would not get us access to steel and green circuits though. What we could maybe do, because that's got coal, you see. So how about, we wouldn't need that. How about we change this to poison? Do it this way, so we can tidy up some of this mess anyway. Ooh. So, if we make this be poison, so saith me, then that can go in there, and then the coal's already here, and it just needs steel and green circuits, which are right there. Cool. How are we doing? We're still not researched tank yet. Because why not? It's just slow. Okay. Why are you... Oh, I didn't look up the water, did I? Let's do that. I can take it maybe... this sort of gap here. Let's do it like that. Oh, cool. Yeah, because explosives, you know, they don't really have much of a use on their own. We also use them in tank shells and missiles and all sorts. Slowdowns, still don't know why they're in the game still. I think you can, I mean, people do use them, I think, but... More DACA is the answer. More DACA. And got the combat shotty. We've got defenders. Making slowdowns. We did not make solid fuel. So how about we just have one little machine over here. Get a bit of solid fuel. So that we've got a super speed tank. In fact, that goes quite quickly, doesn't it? It's not a slow recipe. And we want more, plenty. Okay. Oh, so we are all set up, kind of, for tank. And once we have tank, then we have less biters. So we have less biters. We have time to build. Going to get rid of that guy. Now I'm going to keep this. There's not much point, but might as well just leave it here for now. I don't think you're going to put any stuff in. For now. I could make some more, couldn't I? Not sure I defended this properly. Let's see. Yeah, kinda. No, that'll do. I don't think there's nothing else for us to make, is there? I mean, I could bring coal over. That would be one of the things. I could do that, but yeah. Right, let's stick flammables and then flamethrower turrets on the list, and we can add them in to the oil build. So that's that. We could do gates as well. And then modular armor. Excellent. As well as modules. In fact, let's put modules on the list. And then batteries, and that gives us lasers. Fun times for all our family. But yeah, I should really start chugging away on solar and stuff, shouldn't I? But no, let's do this. Oh, the modules are on the list. Let's do modular armor. Cool. I said it before, I'll say it again. I don't know why they didn't do like a shorter version of the main game. Where, I think I was going to add on an extra oil thing. Yeah, it should have, you know, there should be a default thing where it does like 50% science cost or something. Just to make it a bit quicker. Okay. Go around and do general maintenance? I guess we should. Not that I can see anything. You're eating through the iron very quickly. Oh, there is an attack coming from that way again. Oh, that could do with a little bit of a repair. Where would that be? Up the top here? It's over there. So it's a tiny amount of damage, but it shows it as quite heavily damaged. I think you may need to try and get you to fix it. Okay. Oh, this chest was done, wasn't it? Isn't that finished? Yeah. What about the poisons? How are they doing? Over here. 26, okay. Beef that up, actually. Yep, nearly there on tank. Cool. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five, six. Walls, might as well top that off. Belt we're okay on, really, I think. What else can we pick up? I guess make something more of a path here, maybe. So. They introduced a new law in the UK that requires you to prove your age if you're using a website that could potentially, well, this is where it gets really confusing, because it's like whether it could potentially have adult content, basically. And the systems that are allowed, well, basically it's just really easy to get around. But you can put things on. Yeah, it's very easy to get around, but that's not the point. The point I was going to make is what it applies to seems to be utterly random. It seems to be basically websites that are afraid of getting sued, or taking to court or what have you, are the ones doing it, and those that aren't bothering. And also, what it means isn't at all clear, because surely Twitch. I mean, Twitch is meant to be quotes adult only. That's meant to be that's its protection. It's self-imposed protection against minors seeing things that most countries have decided they shouldn't see. But I haven't had to do it on this side, and I did have to do it on Blue Sky. Blue Sky is just like nothing. It's just like, I guess if you follow people who, in the porn industry or whatever, then maybe, but it's just like random, who's decided to do it and not. And what's it called? As I understand it, I don't really use it, but the old Facebook thing, the one they own, that's images. Instagram, is it? I always get mixed up. So lost with social media. No interest in it whatsoever. But they're not doing it, even though that's kind of one of the main things that it was meant to be about, basically. So we're working on flamers. Do we head out now? Weirdly, the pollution doesn't seem to have kind of. I guess it's spreading out, isn't it? So it's not quite as intense, and we're not actually using that much oil, I guess, because this hasn't exploded like I thought it would do. But yeah, we kind of need to take these guys out. Them definitely, because they're just sat in the pollution. And I guess them. So, are we going to do a whole chunk of biter clearance to end the stream? We don't really have enough. I would like more poison capsules. I can make a few. How many we got now? So that gets us up to sort of 60-ish. Well, that's not too bad. We could always take out some and leave others, I guess. But yeah, let us. Solid fuel. Oh, I only grabbed 2, didn't I? 2, 3, 4. There. Some actual gun food. So this is more for protection. We're not actually gonna, we do have equipment grid and all that sort of stuff which we can fill up, but this is more just so that when I do circle strafe around the nests and I crash into some rocks or something, I don't die instantly, basically. I can run them over and what have you. I should make sure I've got. I don't really need them, I guess. No, it's not. As I say, I probably need more. In fact, I do. Yeah, let's make sure we got a good few stacks of red ammo in there, so that when they chew on my tank and kill it, we lose lots and lots of red ammo. Where are my bits? My bits are down here. We go. This 310. That's okay. And then, yeah, oh, we've got loads here. Oh, there was a brief attack. In fact, I could grab the poison as well while I'm here. Yeah, we'll be right with turrets. Cool. So, what we're going to do, now I usually do this, I don't know if it's technically mid-game, but I tend to think this is a still early game thing. But we'll head up here. So we've got a nice little nest here. We'll have a little scope round. We unfortunately have a bit of the old cliff in a not brilliant position. But we want to find a nice little place where we can plonk down. Here maybe. Just hop out. Put ourselves a little set of turrets in. Let's completely fill them. Should have more ammo in the tank. Make sure it's filled up. So this is our runaway place, basically. This is where we will run to. We do need that on. What we're going to do, how many of these can we actually support? Not sure. Where's the put? Oh, damn. Poison. What we do is we initially drive around, lobbing a bit of poison in, mainly to take out worms, but also to keep the smalls and mediums back. And then we get in there with our bots. Use grenades as well. Grenades are quite good. Yes, but I'm rubbish at throwing them. I'll blow myself up. Yeah, so we get rid of the standing turrets, basically. They're the worms. With the poison. And hopefully the defenders will be the focus for the... Obviously they've died off. Down at quite low levels. And then we can head back. And if it ever gets too overwhelming, we just run back to our turrets. Or tank gets destroyed or what have you. Not destroyed, damaged. Get ourselves a little heal up. So that is my tactic for this stage of the game. So it's turret creep we were using last time. Is very effective, but I find it a bit finicky. And also worms are just... They always just slightly outrange you, basically. Worms. So, if we want to put up another one here, maybe? Yeah, I think that's a good place. It's up there. And then, say that one up and that one up. So this is all very much more about running away than anything else. It's not really our actual tactic. And again, I forgot to put the poison on, so we'll do that now. Get that on that bit there. We want... How many can I do? Wind speed, lifetime 45. Don't actually say. Oh, there we go. We must be a bit close. Let's try and do 5. No, 5's too many. It kills them off when you have... If you try and do too many. But yeah, then I said, well, they're called distractors, and that. No, they're not. They're called defenders. So, and that's kind of what they're trying to do. Distractors are very useful for this as well. There you go. See, we've got all the worms gone. And we want to get some ammo, but get some damage doing. Constantly drive around so we don't get swamped or mobbed. And there we go, nice and simple. And yeah, because I seem to remember I always forget, but I think these that you can buff the lifetime, can't you? The range goes up with quality. Yeah, not sure, but eventually, with the research, you can get a swarm of 10 or 20 or what have you. So they do scale. Ah, I've got flamers and excellent. Who are we going to sort out next? I guess we should really do these guys, since we're up here. We do have, obviously, the oil area to run back to, so I'm not going to put down turrets there. Let's make sure this has fuel, ammo, oops, and then we'll get a little bit closer. Get to, I think it's 4. Whoops, I forgot to... some poison on. It stacks as well, poison damage. It's a good one for worms and volcanoes. Yeah, you get loads and loads and loads. Obviously, you've got to do it manually. You can't automate. we can also, if we really want, drive through the nest, but they change the damage so that it actually damages you quite a lot if you're going quite slow. It's proportional to the speed, I think. Cool. So, who's next? These guys, I guess. We could preemptively take some others out, but we're going to run out of poison capsules, basically. So, yeah. And obviously, I did this on the when I did the rail world, the normal rail world for the last series I did. But the difference here, of course, is we've got some level of expansion on. Hopefully tweaked so that it's a bit, you know, a bit less sort of pressing compared to normal settings, but yeah, we will get that pressure, which means I'll need to build some walls. I'm sure I've designed some new ones, but I showed off the fancy ones that I did last time. Do something like that, and that'll also let me do, you know, parameterize. What should we call it? I put four stacks in the end of it. Parameterize the defense stations, because I didn't really need to bother doing that before. Okay, so we've got cool. We want to lob out 6-4, I can't remember. Get poison on the go. Hold down space bar. Because the small worms just almost die instantly when they get into the poison, so it's nice and chilled doing it this way. Medium ones are a bit tougher. Not that much tougher. Ooh, might need to get some more poison on this. It's taking a little while. Awesome. Obviously, this is massively boosted. Actually killing the nests really bumps up the evolution factor, but we're going to have to get rid of them anyway. So, there's no great shakes. Just make sure that's full. Do that one now. So, we've done modular armour. Good stuff. How about we do that as a longer term thing, and then put the modules on next. We've got quality on this as well, haven't we? Awesome. Right, who next? We definitely need to get rid of them, because they are sat in the pollution. We should probably do them as well. At which point we have probably used up all the poison, really. Cool. Let's head down. Hello, Prismatics, how you doing? My evolution factor is currently 0.9574. Yeah. It tails off, doesn't it? It's sort of ramps up really quickly, and then it actually takes a heck of a lot of work to get it, you know, the point when it gets into the 0.95, 0.96. 0.99. I'm not actually sure. I mean, I guess it would round to 1 eventually, but I'm not actually sure if it can hit 1. You know, because it's like a, what do you call it? Exponential type curve. Oh, I'm a bit close, am I? Okay. You on. I do like the new graphic they've done for the capsules. It makes them look like capsules. I still wish I'm going to do my wish list for 2.1, and I'm going to stick in. I'm just going to recycle, as per all YouTubers. I'm just going to recycle all my old ideas, but I still quite want the capsule launcher. So that would be cool. I still haven't a clue how you would code it up. It would be a bit problematic, I think. But you should have to have all sorts of settings on it, I think, to let the player do what they want. Otherwise, you're bound to end up with a set of settings that nobody wants. Yeah, still want the capsule launcher. What we got then? So we definitely get them. So these are very close, but we have 7 poison capsules. I guess we could nip back, see how many more it's made. Let's get some ammo and stuff. 0.9574. I don't think it matters eventually, does it? Because it's like, once you hit above there's the maximum level that you hit at 0.9 or something. Must be higher than that, 0.95 maybe. And then actually the biters aren't going to get any worse. Oh, actually, did we do piercing shells? No. Bum. Okay. Yeah, it's disappointing. Poison. Okay. 75's good. Where did we put the capsules? There. And then all the ammos. Nice. I keep forgetting to get the turrets. Where's the next one? Here it is. Put some in. Just tap that off. Cool. Chance of behemoths increases till 1. Okay. But what does it increase by? Because, 11% is not massively different to 12% sort of thing. Yeah, let's see if we can do all 3 of these. How are we doing on time? It's only 6:10, so we're not going to run out of stream just yet. Ah, flamethrower. I've already got one. Oh, it's the vehicle, sorry. So I can build one as well. So we can set up some flamethrower. Is that just one? It's one random nest there, look. Huh. We'll soon sort you out. Told this story lots of times before, but when we were playing at the LAN party, well, my teammates were not very, how would you put it? They didn't mind at all, sort of just going out and squashing all the nests and driving the pollution up at the evolution factor up. So the biters themselves, were getting tougher and tougher. But it was proving really weirdly difficult to actually destroy the nests. Because, as I say, I was there were bits where I was having to go and rescue people because they were kind of, not just getting killed and all that sort of stuff. And they didn't really seem to bother with, so they pushed them back, they destroyed the nests, but then not put walls in, or just leave the walls that they had. They wouldn't push the walls out. So eventually they'd fill it back in again, the expansion, and just have the same problem all over again. And then they'd die 3 times, and they'd have to dash and rescue them. But let's get some more poison on it. But yeah, they say the nest was proving... It was like just like I was sitting there, you know, holding the space bar. Red ammo just getting, you know, chewing through red ammo and going, why are they not dying? Am I being dumb? What have I, you know, what have I... Do I not, you know, am I not remembering the game properly? And it's because they'd introduced the you know, the buff to the spawners. And so these spawners were like super, super tough. Because our evolution level was like, I think it was like 0.85 or something before we even left the planet. Because of how much biter killing they were doing. And so these things were like way over what we were actually able to cope with. And so I was like, what the hell's going on? This is just mad. But yeah, eventually the devs said that they introduced this change, and that was that Friday Facts actually came out when we were at the LAN party, and I was just like, oh, okay, it's not me. Yes, both of them. Death to all biters, eh? Hello, Santo. Tantico. Fugan Kratzer. Welcome, welcome. Good evening to you. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Or is it alt-click on my planet surface to find the current evolution? Oh, right, you can do alt-click on it, can you? I guess that's for Factoriopedia, is it? So what's that? Yeah. Surface to... You mean from the map view, maybe? Because I think it shows it in Factoriopedia, doesn't it? The current... Whoops, we're a bit close there. Current level, is that right? Planet, planet, planet. Oops. Planet, planet, planet. No, spacey one. Alvis. Evolution fraction, there you go. 0.3184. I guess it does that from the map view, does it? No? Because it's giving me the tiles, obviously. Let's understand that, maybe. Okay, let's put down our safety. Safety net. Boopty boop. Top you off. That one. And capsules. Poison. Oh. There you go, hit a cliff. Thread the needle. Round and round. Where it goes, nobody knows. I have to click on Nalvis because otherwise I'll have to find... Yeah, okay. Oops. We might as well just leave these here and sort them out now. So we've ended up with a weird amount of uranium. I don't know if that's just because I messed up the settings. I thought I hadn't increased them. But yeah, 3 patches. I suppose that would be good for killing biters as well. Right, so more capsules. 3, 4. Poison. Mechanic costs do very, very similar in the car. Yeah, this eventually will get the flamer turret and cannon, actual cannon, as it were. But the car does have a machine gun on it, but the car won't do that. The car gets stopped far too easily for me. Well, I'm not a good enough driver to avoid all those rocks and trees and stuff. Okay. So hop back here. Yeah, that. There we go. So, editorial promise fulfilled. Tank has solved all of our problems. Right, so what we need to do then, I guess, is get some modular armour. We haven't got any thingy on the go, have we? We haven't got any personal equipment researched. But we could do flamethrower turrets and gates. Gates I'll probably just do manually. You know, just build some and we'll stick them in where we need them. But yeah, we could build some flamethrower turrets, which are obviously engines. Get rid of that. That in there. Coal. Yeah, so that's how I mean, we'll be using that tactic. It's the type of thing I would normally do off stream because it just gets a bit repetitive after a while. And it's a bit too intense to leave us, you know, to do a sort of a chatting while we're doing it type of thing. It's a bit sort of involves too many actions for me. So yeah, I'll probably do that off stream more than on stream. Let's see if we can't get some solid fuel for the car. Nibbling away at these patches. Good. Power. It should be fairly calm. Should be all sort of stocked up. Yeah, red circuits, there we go. So grab them, and that should let us make a modular armour. Good. I got the modules stacked up, that's good. What we need to do though, because solar energy obviously gives us a personal solar, and then battery then lets us do the personal battery. So those are kind of the key, to start with. This acting as the gateway technology. So I guess we should get solar on the go. Is that the next thing worth doing? Probably. To have advanced oil, I suppose if we were following the this is what you should do type guides, then really I should be doing that soon, but I don't find it quite as pressing as other people do. But yeah, we're then approaching the type of territory where rocket silos are getting on the menu. Will we do that tomorrow? Probably not. It's not far off. Because I would quite... Well, saying that, I'm wondering about the achievements. Because if I... Let's have a look, see. So obviously I can't do these killy ones. Oh yes, and it won't let me do them because I fiddled about with the settings. Rush to research technique using another planet science pack before unlocking production. Before unlocking production or utility. I never actually built a legendary module, so we could try and get that research, maybe. That would mean, what would that involve? Because it's the I would have got it last, first run through, but you can't unlock the technology. I thought it was just you couldn't use it, but you can't unlock it. So we would be able to get advanced processing. But yeah, we can't. If we wouldn't be able to do that research, what would that block off for me? it would block off things like elevated rail. We're not fussed about that. We're not at Fulgor or anything. Because all we would have to do is one science. We're going to go to Fulgora first, basically, because it doesn't involve any combat or anything like that. So what would we be looking at? Let's step back. So we would... can I just... So obviously need to do the Fulgora science. But we need to do it with the science pack, don't we? The recycling, the holmium, and the EMP wouldn't count. Okay. But the EM science pack... So we need... Yeah, we have these personal battery options, which are really nice. Yeah, it's a lot about personal equipment, which would be really nice to be that would be a really nice thing to be upgrading. And that's mixed anyway. And the Tesla weapons. But then we need gold for them. So actually, because they need gold, we couldn't do them. We would have to do the lightning collector, which we would probably do as our first science anyway. Okay, so let's maybe try and see if I can do that achievement, if I'm not stupid. And that would also mean I don't really need to bother making gold and purple science like at all until I need to focus more on space than gold and purple science, don't I? Okay. Oh yeah, Tosha, welcome, welcome. Are you doing well? Yeah, okay. So it sounds like that's a bit of a goal to try and get us into space maybe next stream? Okay, what were we going to do next? We were going to make some lovely and interesting things. I can't remember what they were. We've got... So I could make like the cannon shells. Oh, we're going to make... Yeah, okay, so we need to do... That's the wrong one. We need the flow through, don't pass through. There we go. So if we go... 0 is the engines. 1 is the flamer turrets. And then... do that, and that. Oops. What I didn't do, I should have made a copy of these, didn't I? Put them in the game blueprints rather than... Because I want to upgrade them. So what do we need? Steel, which is there. So that gets that. You also need steel, and you need the same stuff. Right? So that'll get us a few flamer turrets that we can take up north. What else was there? We got gates, so I'll just manually do them. And we must, yeah, must have got flame power ammo. Okay. Do we have, I don't think we do, but do we have steel anywhere near, well, shall we take this, if we take this out. Get rid of you. And then the raw oil is all the way over there. Okay. Probably easier to pipe that across. Let's put that there. And then... Oh no, it's a chemical lab, isn't it? I always forget that. In fact, I think they changed it, didn't they? All those years ago. Yeah, we go flamethrower things. They're like that. One of them. Double stack. Steel. And then we need pipe of oil. Let's try and fit it through that gap. So now I was saying, I don't know if it was on the stream, but you can't, well, certainly I, and I think a few other players, you're going to start off with the whole must be the most efficient. And, you know, you have to have a blueprint for everything. And then you kind of get into a mode of like, well, spaghetti's fun, and you just go backwards and start doing spaghetti everywhere. Ah, we made modular armor. Excellent. Cool. Also, then, oh, I don't want 250 of them. Thank you very much. Just have a quick pollution check. I think we're going to be all right for a little while. We do have expansion on. That's like the real difference to a proper railway. So we will see them coming in, but it's a lot slower. It's like half the speed. Cool. Didn't I do it? I did a research stuff. Yeah. Okay. So I've got modules on the go now. Isn't there another thing that I unlocked? What did I unlock? Combat shotty, flamethrower, modular armor. Got the sciences. So yeah, I think we need to set up. So they need red circuits, you see. So my thought process is to kind of add them in here, and then it act like a little bit of a buffer. So we put the actual module builds there, and then we get a nice sort of line of red going on. How are we going to do that though? So maybe I'm going to have to make a bit of a mess. Pop that over there, say. Like that. And then we can squeak the red circuits through. Like so. So they'll start coming round. Yeah, so I should have made local copies of these, because now I want to upgrade this into medium power poles. But I don't want that to be I want my default to sit on the most basic stuff. But I can't be bothered to do that on stream. What have we got? We've got... It's not pass-through, is it? It needs to be just the regular. And we've got the efficiency. We will actually use efficiency. We'll put them in the mining drills, but obviously we need to actually build some first. And we're going to use them anyway. They're quite useful on... Oh, wrong one. It needs to be that one. There we go. Quite useful on platforms. So it's just the one stack for now. Coolio. We're about to do speed modules. I've kind of outstripped my research, haven't I? As in, I've kind of built everything. So that gives me speeds. Can I do quantity? Yeah, quantity's red, isn't it? Cool. And then we're into solar. I guess we should also do batteries, which will then give us accumulators. I never did the second explosive buff, did I? But then we got no trees to kill, so didn't really matter. What do we want next then? Really, I want the personal equipment stuff, but we'll leave that for a second. Okay. I guess while we wait, let's just go around and have a bit of a tidy up. There's some of them. Okay, so we get some red circuits, some plastic as well. Well, the thing we need to get to really is bots. That's our real goal. But I kind of realised we weren't going to get there today. Definitely get there tomorrow. The tricky part with this is the whole. Is it not, or is that in space science now? Because we want the proper logistics. Oh, it is space science. Okay. Yeah, we definitely need to rush to space as well then. Okay. Good stuff. Stack of plastic. Pipes. Pipes. Awesome. Steel done. Deserters. So them. Red ammo. Never say no to red ammo. Oops. That. I suspect we won't, space is next week, basically, because we're going to need to expand something using rail, basically. There'll be something that we either run out of or get very close to running out of, and that is almost certainly going to be the stone. But we shall see how far we can get. I mean, I got plenty of belts, but what the heckins? Let's top all of that off. While we're waiting, quality seems to be taking a bit of a while. Some of them. Just going to put the wood in there. That's nice. We could just get rid of together now. Lights, yes. Did I end up with a... Yeah, I got a stack. Shotguns, we still don't have piercing. Shotgun stuff, do we know? Don't need power things. Not used the steel chest yet. Ah, here we go. Poison. Yeah, space. Everything's better in space. I kind of wish that more things were locked to space. But it's sort of I think there's a bit of a compromise that's happened with, because you can't do platform to platform transfer. That would be one of the other big things I would. If I had my wish list of 2.1 stuff, one of the big ones would be adding in platform to platform transfer. And maybe we have some tanks on me, but oh yeah, we could get the combinates. But yeah, I kind of wish quality was maybe a space thing. You know, that it didn't actually. You could only do it in space. It would also tie in. There are all these when. Well, you're probably all too young, but the whole thing of when we're doing the space shuttle and Russians and the Americans were kind of arguing about who was best and all that sort of stuff. The big thing of why we did the ISS and all that sort of stuff. It was meant to give us all these amazing technologies and stuff. And I guess we got Teflon, which is horrendously toxic and really bad. And we got Velcro. But yeah, space was meant to give us all these amazing technologies. So it'd be kind of nice to sort of lean into that, really. So I can't do the quality modules. It's still going. Why is that? What you waiting for? Just slow science, I think. Yeah. I think I'll double these up. We'll use the old. So I'm not the biggest fan of it, but we'll double them up. Right, yeah. Feed through. It's alright for one. Yeah. And then you want both those and those. In fact, why don't we get that ready? That's going to trigger me. Go the wrong way around. Okay. The final frontier and all that. Let's stagger it so it's like that, maybe. We probably need one in. Just a cheeky one in there. So. I just built my thinnest, fastest ship ever. There's some researches IRL that are better done in 0G. Yeah. So that was meant to be the big idea, was be all this stuff we were doing. I'm not poo-pooing it was a complete thing, but it was kind of the, you know, everything will be better with space stuff. Cool. Let's sorry out 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Cool. Stick them in then. Oops. And get the boxes. So yeah, this is my problem with it. So I've obviously got, you know, I've got yellow inserters, so it's not quicker. But when the, you know, when they're transferring, there's no science happening. So you're effectively cutting off your science. It's obviously easier to feed in. But there will almost certainly be at some point, particularly with, I mean, this is obviously, it's weirdly slow. Oh, it's 500 this. Ah. Are these cheaper then? They're only 50. Wow, so it's 10 times as much. I had no idea. Well, that'll teach me if I'm not paying attention, won't it? That's 10 times as expensive. Good lord. I wonder it's taking ages. Okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, so I kind of wish that it's not like quality was only doable in space. As in literally on space platforms. There's very, very little that can only be done on space platforms. It's research itself, which makes a lot of sense, but it's really cheap and easy to do now. Okay, I guess we could nip up and stick the flamer turrets in. That's a job to do. But otherwise, we're sort of waiting, really. 340 kilometers a second with 22 width. Crikey. How survivable is it, though? Can it do runs to Shattered Planet or not? Everybody got warmed up to pass through science. Quality needs quantity. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense, doesn't it? We're going to have to burn a lot of stuff to make quality things. Okay, we will head up. Do this one here. So I guess since we know that stone is going to run out, And we've still got a quarter of an hour left. And quality's going to take like an hour. How about we start setting up this stone? I could look at parameterizing. I don't know, it's sort of very, very early. I'm kind of not sure whether I do that. And then... no. Oh, it makes a weird noise. But I want to do that. What was it? I was going to put on flaming turrets. Maybe on there. On there. So just connect that across, I guess. And then what's your coverage range? Maybe you want there. Yeah. Sneak one in here as well, maybe. In fact, we probably need one there. Let's put that, oops, there. Where do you usually go there? Yeah, they kind of overlap. There we go. Oh, I unpowered the radar. It's only for clever. 6 red turrets at the front. Damn, I lost at 360. Lost a grabber. Surprised there aren't more. They kind of lean, you know, obviously the end game. I've got an entire video about this. But they kind of leaned into the whole number goes up, you know, the mega basing thing with the end game. You know, the whole Prometheum science is basically just number goes up. And I keep looking on this, it's just easy to hit T. And I was a bit surprised they didn't have more, because it's great that they add all these extra different weird sciences, you know, infinite ones, so that you can buff, you know, you're not evenly using the sciences for everything, but a lot of them are a bit sort of redundant. You know, there's the CPU and rocket and low density structure, which I think are good eternally, recycling as well, rocket parts, so you know there's plenty of ones where you can just chug away with weird sciences. But I was quite, I don't know, I got mixed up. What I meant was more the achievements, like, and I suppose it is in SpaceX, isn't it, about, you know, you got the distance ones for getting to the shattered planet, but you don't really have one for like speed of platforms or, you know, anything like that, which could have been quite an interesting challenge to give people. Like, you know, can you get a platform to... I guess one of the things is they probably hadn't... I wouldn't be surprised if none of the devs have done a platform that's more than, you know, 150 kilometers a second or something like that, because it's sort of unnecessary. So they wouldn't know where to set the achievement, basically. It'd be like, well, how you know, how fast is a difficult achievement? How fast is an easy... Oh, we got an attack coming in. Where have you come from? Huh. There, look. Telltale sign. Expansion group. Let's go and say hello. Our first expansion, I think. Hello, S. Havoc. Welcome. Do you play with any special map gen settings? Seem to have awfully little trees. So, the trees thing is really to do with the desert, and that scaling that's happened. Let's have a quick scout out. But the settings are heavily fiddled with. It is, at its core, quite wormy, but only 3 nests. Okay. At its core, it's Rail World. Oh, I didn't rob any capsules out there. Answering the question, isn't it? At its core, this is Rail World, which is why it has the bigger patches and further apart patches. But then I've done all sorts of fiddling, so we've got way less water. I've taken water down, so we're going to struggle potentially to get water around deliberately. You know, obviously, because I want to see maybe if I can do, like send steam for, nuclear. Stick it on or water for nuclear. Stick it on a train, that type of thing. Maybe that will work with these settings. Probably not, because just move the uranium where you need to. But yeah, so there's far less water. I did actually bump up like the richness and no, I think I left the richness. The size of the patches is bigger, I think. I can't remember. If you go back to the first, well, if you're on YouTube, you can watch the archived VOD of the first stream, and the first 20 minutes or so of that is me setting up the game. But yeah, so one of the other key differences to Railworld is I've turned Biter expansion on. So Railworld doesn't normally have Biter expansion, but this does. So we finished quality. So we will get attacks, coming in because there are expansion groups and all that sort of stuff. And I did that very deliberately because I enjoy building walls, and that means we get walls basically. If we've got to defend against biter attacks and etc. But yeah, there's all sorts of fiddling going on. So I think the bigger patches, they're not richer, but they are further apart, I think. And as I say, I think I tried to do a thing where I if you double all of the settings in biters, it means that the nests, so these are way bigger than they should be, given how close they are to the start. But they're way further apart, and also the expansion groups. And I messed this up. There's a bit in the video where it sets them in because a max is too low and stuff, which I didn't spot. Somebody on the comments said it, but we have solar panels now. We have solar panels now. But yeah, so yes, there is lots of fiddling about. It's not like a preferred set of settings. It's not that sort of thing. I don't have really, this is how I like to play. But I just wanted something that was a bit different and a bit maybe more challenging, particularly for the military side of it. I really enjoyed doing the, Rail World I did in the last series, which was just on vanilla. In fact, some of these should be AP. Yeah, it should be AP really. But it was just too passive, and I love designing wars too much. And I've showed these before, but these were like some end game. They're not in there, are they? Where are they? In the archive? So showing some. Here we go. So you've got some end game wall designs that I've done previously. We won't be reusing these. I'll do something new. But see, I'm doing like a maze for the walls, and all sorts of stuff. And then where's another one? So I just really enjoy building the military things. And we've got stations for dropping stuff off and all that sort of stuff. So we can do parameterization of all of our walls and all sorts of things like that. There's some other really fancy ones somewhere. That was artillery. Here you go. There's super funky design. So we'll be doing all sorts of stuff like that. But yeah, that was the main kind of reason for turning expansion on. So we did solar panels, didn't we? We can build them. Let's pop that down. We will have both of these be solar panels. I think we just did batteries. Let's build this in. That. So we're going to want steel in them. I know that in circuits, and then it's copper. Now, batteries. Obviously, copper and iron we have on the bus. We didn't make sulfuric acid in the end. How do we want to deal with that? Because we could tuck in, we could have a little extra machine here making acid. And we can hook the water in, no problem. We can just transfer that across like that. But we need iron plate as well, which we do have just here. How about we move this splitter and we say iron plate on the right, so we let it go all the way through. And then we loop this around like some mad spaghetti. Oh, that's fine. Let's do it one further on. I don't know if that answers your question. As per usual, rambled on. Completely forgot what question I was answering. Right, so now we can put an output there, like so. Where are we taking this? We're taking this all the way down over here, I think, because we will make, since we don't have to, I mean, I guess we have to do batteries for robots, don't we? But I think we'll do like local feed-in of batteries. So if we go like that, we need to bring the thing down there. This is going to have to move, isn't it? Because then we can go, nope, then we can go like that. These can both be accumulators. Like so. Which are then batteries, which we will direct feed in. Because they need copper and iron, which is nicely there. Obviously, I'm not worrying in any way, shape or form about ratios. Put that in there. Probably have a box. Yeah, if we get a chance. For batteries. You two there. What else? You need iron plate, don't you? That needs the acid. Where's the iron plates there? Like that. So yeah, we need to bring the acid down. We're doing on time, 6:57. So let's hook this in. Maybe sneak it past the, oops, it's not past the labs. Amazing. Looks like tower defense, yeah. See, thought of starting a 64 height limited space age, interesting. So as in like, you know, Ribbon World type of thing. I quite like I quite like fiddling with the settings now. I never used to. It was always, 100%, 100 plain, plain vanilla, no change whatsoever. But I do quite like fiddling with the settings now. Now, are we making batteries? Can we call it a day there? Yeah, batteries. Awesome. I think maybe if we make that a yellow one, we'll probably steal them first, I guess. Yeah. We want to prioritise the accumulators. Is it? Oh, it's made some quality modules finally. Are they more expensive to build as well then? 5 and 5. 5 and 5, no. So just more expensive to research. Okay. Oh, and stronger explosives as well. Death to all trees. Okay. So what I probably want to focus on first next time is the whole portable, our equipment buffs, because we now have radar, personal batteries. I guess we've got belt immunity is a thing. Personal batteries. Exoskeletons, what do they need? They need lube and all that stuff. But yeah, personal laser defense. We haven't got lasers, have we? Lasers. So we should do lasers. Which gives us laser turrets and all of that fun stuff. Portable solar. Uses the night vision as well. Cool. Yeah, and roboports, obviously. Excellent. So, tomorrow, we will do our best to get to bots. I think that's a sensible and reasonable goal. Yeah, we'll flatten out this. Okay. Put my schedule up. I'll be back at the same time. We will be streaming 4 till 7, playing exactly the same. We'll pick up exactly where we are. I'm not going to do any more on this. I've actually been writing the scripts, basically. So I've been tweaking and refining some of them and writing new stuff in other. For the videos that I do that are lore speculation videos. So if you are not familiar with me, then I stream to both Twitch and YouTube. You may be on Twitch or YouTube. You have your choice of platforms. You can go with either, because I use Restream to stream to both at the same time. However, YouTube is the one with all the archive of the VODs. So if you want to catch up on this series, which literally started last week, so there's 2 streams there to catch up on. First one gives the whole map settings thing. And the other thing on there, obviously, so VODs then of all the Factorio stuff. I've done loads of series, as well as Dice Sphere Program, Tectonica, Satisfactory. Satisfactory is my attempt to actually play the game through is on hiatus because I need to sit down at some point and play. I want to build the rail system basically, and I don't fancy doing that on stream because it's just I find the game tediously grindy, if I'm totally honest. At certain points, it sort of reaches a point later in the game where why am I moaning about Satisfactory again? I'm always moaning about Satisfactory, but it just reaches a point where it's just like everything goes off the charts, and I was hoping they change that in the final version, but they don't seem to. So yeah, so Satisfactory is on hold. We will get back to it, but so I want to build that rail system and then come back to finish off the last elevator parts, etc. So in the meantime, we are doing Satisfactory both days, Saturday and Sunday. I stream 4 till 7 UK time, and you can check my page, I think, to get a converter. But yeah, 4 till 7, both Saturday and Sunday, doing Factorio Space Age. It's meant to be about parameterization, but we've not reached anything that I haven't parameterized already. So platforms is the biggest thing that I'm most interested in. Can I parameterize? So you've got those two. So YouTube also has the archive of the Friday Facts videos I did. I did a whole big series where my big thing was that everyone else would go was trying to do like compressed, super dense, you know, here's the Friday facts in 10 minutes type of thing. Whereas I completely read the whole thing out and also did loads of speculation. So those videos are really long, you know, for what they are. With me going off on mad speculation, and people do seem to still enjoy watching them through, I guess, to see all the things I got right and all the things I got wrong. But yes, that series is then being followed up by these lore speculation videos. Those are once a month, basically. They're quite time consuming to do. I really do enjoy doing them. And I've done a video on what I think the engineer is. There's a sequel coming to that where I explore somebody else's theory. And then what I think happened to the Fulgorans. And how do you shatter a planet? There's a sequel coming to that as well. Where I talk about why you would shatter a planet. So those are 3 that are up there at the moment. The next one goes live in 2 weeks' time. What there is also up on there is some quick tutorials. So I am experimenting with doing much more. So those lore speculation videos are super scripted. They're like fully, you know, script and properly, well, as much as I can, properly edit them and all that sort of stuff. Nice sort of tight edit on them. The quick tutorials I'm doing, because I have that, because that's my tendency to like write a million words and give myself a massive job. But there are, you know, that's not how everyone else does Factorio videos and tutorials in particular. So this is me experimenting with just turning the camera on, talking about a thing and seeing if I can do shorter, quicker videos. There are 5 of those up at the moment. And even if they are kind of beneath you, if they're stuff you already know, it would appreciate it if you go and take a look at those. And if you've got any comments about, well, this doesn't quite work, I don't understand what you're doing here, or, you know, I don't like that format, you know, not so much the last one, that's not very helpful, but things you think could be improved. Also, if there's topics you want me to cover, because I have played a lot of Factorio. The only thing, I've not played much Space Age, so I can do some bits, but I don't really have, you know, super techniques for doing Space Age basically yet. So that's part of why I'm doing these series. It's like I want to do one on parameterization, where I did that whole series last time. How do you parameterize trains, all that sort of stuff. So yeah. So even if they're things you know, give them a watch. Let me know what you think. If they're not, maybe they're useful to you. So yeah, that's the other series I've got going. They went live on Friday. The next speculation one is the 8th of August. I think that's it for the self-promo type stuff. There's obviously socials as well. Blue Sky is the one I'm only really kind of active on. Discord is there. You can go on the Discord. There is a Discord for the channel. I'm not particularly active on it. I struggle with social media. I just forget to pay attention to it. So so yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I only really post on Blue Sky to say when I'm going live. So yeah. Okay, so I think that's all of the sort of promo stuff, all the plugs and what have you. If you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.